It's Treylow Podcast, June 1st, 2019. Bum, 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 bum. DJ Treylow Podcast. Back at you for the weekly talk, I guess. Weekly bullshit talk. Oh, man. I gotta stay relevant. Stay relevant in the game. As usual. If you want some of my books, go on Amazon.com. Punch in David P. Myers. Actually, you can punch in Mr. David P. Myers on the search engine. I got two books, one a screenplay. Books are named The Pavilion Vortex and The Rectangulars. Those are two of my books by Mr. David P. Myers. And the screenplay was called Years to Revenge. It's not actual novel. It's actually a screenplay. It's a pretty cool screenplay if you read it. It's kind of, I'll say, off the main route of my books. So my books really deal with like science fiction, horror, mainly horror, crazy serial killer stuff. But Years to Revenge is more like a gangster mafia kind of story. It took me I don't know, about 3 or 4 months to write that screenplay. I wrote it back in like 2002. And if you follow the story, it has to do with this guy named Vince who has a family, a wife and a kids. And he gets out the typical story. He gets out the gangster drug dealer life. He's living his little family life, somewhere away from the place where he was from. And one day he gets a stranger call, and it happens to be one of the gangsters. They find him. He thought he got away from that life, got away from doing all that shit, but they find him and they kill his wife and kids. They leave him for dead, but he doesn't die. Well, then he goes into like this big time depression mode. And like 10 years go by. He turns into a homeless bum. Just wandering around, depressed, because he lost his wife and kid. And 10 years go by, and he's just like living on the streets, drinking, whatever, doing drugs. But then he just happens to fall upon the gangster clique that had something to do with his wife's death. So here you got this homeless dude on a revenge warpath. That's why it's called Years to Revenge. If you read the screenplay, that's the name of the title. So it took him years to get revenge. And he just starts killing all the gangsters off one by one, doing all this crazy shit, walking in with 2 pistols, blowing everybody away and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the story. Nobody actually reads it, but that's the story. Okay, June 1st. I had a good time yesterday. Got to see my older son. I ain't seen his ass in so long, since his birthday. He's going through a lot right now, so hopefully he'll be all right. He's 23 years old. It's crazy because I hadn't seen him since, like I said, October 22nd, 2018. That's his birthday, October 22nd. That's a long time ago. And what was crazy about it, man, he's gained all this weight, man. He's like his pops now and shit. Like, before he was all skinny, wasn't eating nothing. Now he's all like, got a little belly on him. Looking like a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? Before he looked like just a little teenager because he wouldn't eat nothing, man. He's over here eating and shit. Getting grown up. Looking like a grown man now. So, man, time goes by, man. Like, if you miss like 2 or 3 months with your kids, whatever, you be tripped out. The way you see them, how they've changed. Like, just a couple months can go by. Especially with the little ones, man. They grow up so quick. Before you know it, they're already, 2 feet higher than what they was before. All right, man. I was working on this beat with this one chick named Victoria. If she listens to this podcast, she got hip to it. She made the beat, but I didn't like the second sample that she used. So check it out. I think this is her beat right here. Go. go play. Did you finish cleaning up your room? Go clean your room up. Anyway, that's the beat she made. So that's a little preview of the beats for this week. What's been going on in local news, man? Local news. It was kind of crazy, man. Like 3 people wind up dead over there on Town Lake, and then they were talking about like we could have a possible serial killer here or something. But then the police said none of the deaths are related, so they found like 3 male bodies over at Town Lake. Well, we don't call it Town Lake no more. Excuse me, Lady Bird Lake. You know what I'm saying? We used to call it Town Lake. If you're a native Austinite, you'll know it's called Town Lake. You know, you'll know what they're talking about. But if you ain't from here, they'll be like, what the hell is Town Lake? It's Lady Bird Lake. No, you got to be here and grow up here. I still haven't got used to the name yet, man. You know what I'm saying? It's called Town Lake to me. Anyways, my sister says, you know, Austin's like everybody living in a bubble here. She might be true, like just wandering around in dream states or something in her brains. Austin's a weird place, man. It's really weird. Okay, avoid I-35 in North Austin this weekend, says the Texas DOT. So if you're driving north on I-35, starting Friday night, crew tear down the St. John's Bridge.
Make fitness routine with pure protein.
Turn this
High
crap
protein,
down.
low sugar, tastes great.
Shut up. I hate these commercials, man. Okay. Drivers can expect a major traffic delay due to a traffic shift on I-35 starting Friday night as crews tear down the St. John's Bridge. It's part of the US 183 flyover project, which is going to make it taller and wider. What the hell, man? They're going to tear down the whole bridge over I-35? Whew. I'm glad I'm not doing the 300 tomorrow. I got a new route tomorrow. Because the 300 goes right over that bridge. It's going to be on detour. Oh, man. This is going to be crazy. So, if you listen to the podcast, just be aware St. John's Bridge is coming down. And it's going to be crazy, crazy, crazy traffic. Okay. That's local news for y'all. Oh, damn. Another person got shot in Givens, man. Everybody getting shot in Givens, man. They're about to shut down that damn park. Oh, no, this is Big Dre. Not the same. I thought somebody else got shot. Yeah, that's the same dude who got shot. Nobody knew got shot. Don't listen to me. Police believe a beloved figure in East Austin community was killed in a shooting after 2 men tried to rob him at Givens Park in East Austin in early April. It was Big Dre from 12th Street, I know. So, they got one of the guys. He's 25-year-old Glenn Madison Deal Jr. Glenn Madison Deal Jr. was the guy that killed Big Dre. Or he's arrested for capital murder. I don't know who this guy is, man. I didn't even know Big Dre. Like, you know, everybody was coming up to me saying, they shot Big Dre. I was like, I don't know who the dude is. I never talked to him, so I'm not that friendly, I guess. I never talked to him. So, I mean, apparently they said he liked to gamble a lot. And, it might have had to do with him gambling, playing dominoes. Here's the story behind it. A witness told police that, okay, here we go. The witness told police that 2 men parked a black Nissan and approached the witness and his friends. The witness said he immediately recognized one of the men as Glenn Deal. That's his, I guess his, his son. It's not Glenn Madison Deal Jr., it's just Glenn Deal. Someone he has known for years. Deal and the other suspects allegedly pointed guns at the witness and his friend and stole a large quantity of cash, the affidavit said. So Deal hopped out his black Nissan, went up to Big Dre, said, "Give me your money, motherfucker. I'm gonna break you off something." Or something, I don't know. That's what it sounds like. After the alleged robbery, Deal and the other suspect took off in the car before returning a short term later. Damn, man. Deal is not that... Deal, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Like, you that dumb? Like, you just go rob somebody in the park and then show up a little bit later? Like... Oh, man, you asking to get caught, bro. Like, you could have just robbed him and never showed up again. You would have been good. Okay, what happens after that? The witness told police that a few minutes later, you could see Deal and the second suspect rob a group of players playing dominoes at a table nearby. So he came back to rob somebody else. The witnesses said he then heard gunshot before Davis fell to the ground. The second suspect allegedly went through Davis' pockets after he fell. At approximately 10:44 p.m. the night of the shooting, first responders reported to the park where they found Davis' body with gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at 10:56. So he was they reported at 10:44 and he was dead at 10:56. So they must have hit a critical organ or something. Now Deal is in jail with capital murder with his bond set at $300,000. That's pretty low, man. Like usually a capital murder, they set the bond at like $500,000 to $1 million, but they must think this dude's broke and he's not getting out of jail. Because $300,000 is what 10% of that is like what, or you can get a bond from a. Then it must not be worried about it. He's just gonna sit in jail. See, most people I know, man, they don't got. They you know, like I'm not saying like I'm saying like they don't have money saved up when shit hits the fan. The people that do stupid shit like that, they go around robbing people at a park and coming back and robbing another person and shooting people. There's no foresight to their actions. So if there's no foresight, then they don't have any money saved up to get them a good lawyer and get out because they're doing dumbass shit. And most likely, nobody in their family give a damn about them. I'm just being real, man. Like, nobody in the family is going to be like, oh, yeah, we're going to boost you. We're going to bail you out of jail, get you a good attorney, find out what the hell's going on, if you actually shot this dude, stuff like that. They're not going to do that. And to be honest, man, like, he shot that dude, and, like, a lot of people know that dude. And they might have to put him in a special unit in jail because they might be looking for his ass because he was a really like dude from what I heard. So that dude might be in trouble. His son is even a rapper, I heard. Son does some spitting. I don't know, Big Dre's son. I don't know his name, but he does some rapping. I'd like to have him on his podcast. If you hear the podcast, you can come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Get at me, djtreylow@gmail.com. If any of y'all want to get on a podcast, man, Austin, Texas, ATX Hip Hop, just hit me up. Even if you're not Austin, Texas, you just Texas or, you know, California, just email me, man. djtreylow@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you on the podcast. Right now it's 87 degrees outside. You know, I thought it was hot enough yesterday to go swimming, man, but this pool I jumped in, man, it was cold as hell. I was like, dude, it's like 90 degrees. And then the sun was hating, man. Like, as soon as we jumped in, the sun was like shining bright all day. And as soon as me and my sons jump in the pool, all of a sudden they just want to hide out some clouds. And the water's already freezing. Like, I can handle that shit, you know, because I swim. And my sons, they just wait around the pool. They don't know how to swim. Well, I don't know if my older son do. I've never seen him actually swim. He's 23. But my younger son, of course, he's 3. So he's got them big floaties on, walking around the pool and shit. But they just walk around. So, you know, you can't. Like, you gotta swim. Like, if the water's real cold, you gotta swim to kind of build up that, you know, that heat, you know, that energy, because you exercise. You know what I'm saying? So I was swimming back and forth. You know, it was still cold, but it was manageable. Then, older son started shaking. His arms started shaking. I was like, man, get your ass up out this water, man. It's too cold for you. And my younger son, his teeth started, like, he started shivering, his teeth chattering. I was like, man, get your ass out the pool. He didn't want to get out from shit. He'd rather stay in the pool if it's 30 degrees below, water, and he's gonna go swimming in it. That's where my little youngster is, man. He loved that water. So it's 87 degrees, Austin, Texas. Now, what's going on in hip hop? Let's look it up. What's going on in hip hop? Nothing really been going on, man. I was talking about this dude, the baby, got in a fight with some other rapper on social media or something. It was kind of stupid shit. I've never actually listened to the baby, but I mean, I'm like, come on with these baby names, you know. First it was Little Baby, now it's the baby. Now who's gonna be next with the baby name? Like, come on, man. I mean, you can. There's so many different creative names you can come out with that you don't have to use baby and everything, you know. And there all kinds of people use baby. You know, even that Big Timers, Baby, or whatever his name is, Baby and Manny Fresh or something. Okay. Upcoming releases from May 31st. That was yesterday. Bullshit. Okay. June 21st. Chris Brown. Bullshit. Oh, Chris Brown's alright, I guess. He's not gonna say bullshit. I don't know. To me, it's bullshit. Little Kim, come on, man. That's it. That's all I'm seeing. As far as the news goes, like I said, the baby. Get in my belly. The baby got in a fight. April, nothing new. Nobody died, I don't think. As far as artists, we can look at this. No. And right now, I think the highest single right now, highest charted single, is Old Town Road by Lil Nas X. Sunflower by Post Malone is number 2, which I can't stand, dude. I don't like Post Malone music at all. I don't want to hear that shit, man. That shit is so fucking annoying. Every time I hear a Post Malone song, I'm like, turn that shit off, dude. I don't want to hear auto tunes. I don't want to hear some white boy singing. White boys either got to do 2 things that they rapping. They got to do that tongue twisting shit, or they got to do that singing shit, man. It's like they can't just rap like normal. No, it have to be something unique to be a rapper and you're a white boy for some reason. They can't just do normal, slow, regular rap. Got to be something really cool. And that tongue twisted shit's annoying too. Like with white boys do it because they're all aggressive with it, like Yellow Wolf or Eminem. They're like, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. Why can't you just be tongue twisting, like be mellow with it? Like, I don't know if it's just because they white and more aggression or something, you know what I'm saying? But when they rapping, it's like they want to kill somebody. I'm like, dude, chill out. Schoolie Boy Q, I told you about that last week. Crash Talk is pretty good. He lost a lot of weight. I've seen an interview with him. He lost like 70 pounds, so he was eating like a motherfucker. Man, got in shape. I'm trying to get in shape myself, man. I lost about 11 pounds this last month. My ass was eating up some shit. You know, just gotta stay on that treadmill every day. I blew my fucking treadmill out this week, man. It's crazy, man. I was like going ham on it like 6-7 miles, and all of a sudden it just started smoking. Like, and then it was like, pow, and the engine just blew out. I was like, man, I had to get a whole new treadmill, man. Can't handle the power, can't handle the business. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to hang with the player, not can't even hang. That's crazy. I went so hard on the treadmill. Treadmill's supposed to go 30, 40, 50 miles a day if it can. It can go nonstop. That's what it's made for. But I go so hard on that bitch, it go out on me. Come on, man. Make me, man. I can't. And that's not been the first treadmill. I blew out. That's been about my 3rd or 4th treadmill I'm blown out. Like treadmills for some reason. And I don't always like getting up and putting clothes on, man. Like to go exercise. Like I got weird things that, you know, I get up sometime in the middle of the night and just have energy. Like it's crazy. So, I mean, I'm not going to go and put on a full outfit, wake my son up, and say, hey, we're going to go for a walk or a run. Come on now. At 4 o'clock in the morning? No. So, I can get up in my boxers, put my little shoes on, hop on a treadmill, go for a couple miles, 2 or 3 miles, whatever, you know, and get my exercise in. That's cool. That's why I like treadmills. Now, these motherfuckers don't like me for some reason. Okay, last 10 minutes of the podcast. What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about some shit, man. I got to get this off my chest, man. There's a lot of motherfuckers. I've been listening to a lot of motherfuckers out there who got problems with their family. For whatever reason, man. Like, you know, they be like, man, they try to act like they better and goody two-shoes and their family is trash. And they try to talk down on their family, whether it's mom, dad, sister, brother. You know what I'm saying? Saying, oh man, they're toxic, or they're sick in the head, or look at what they doing. They ain't shit, this and that. Just want to sit up there and judge everybody in their family. They don't want to really look at themselves or analyze themselves, but they want to look at whoever else in their family and talk about how fucked up their family is. And how they're good, how everything with their life is perfect, how they try their best to love their family and their family doesn't love them back, or, you know, treats them like shit. Now, let me tell you something. This is what I told my little sister, and this is what I'm telling everybody on this podcast listening to it. Your family is you, bro. So when you're attacking your family, it's like you sitting up there putting your fingers down on a table and slowly just cutting your finger off. Their blood is the same blood that runs through your veins. You know what I'm saying? They are a part of you. You have the same blood, same DNA. So you might not agree what family member is, but you, like your body parts. That's like saying I don't like my index finger for whatever reason. It's too fat. I'm just gonna cut it off. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that shit. You got to put up with that shit. I'm sure there's parts in your body right now you don't like. Maybe your belly hanging out too much, or maybe you can't ever get in shape, or you can't get the baddest body you want, or something. You know what I'm saying? There's always something that's gonna fuck with you. Like, you know, maybe you got acne, or maybe you got moles and shit, or, you know, there's always something with your body, like skinny legs, or, you know, big arms, or, you know what I'm saying? There's always something that you might not like, but you gotta put up with that shit because it's you. It's your body. Take it or leave it. It's who you are. And that's the way I look at family. Like, you can't sit up there and talk down on your family because that's who you are. So really, you're not attacking them. You attacking yourself, bro. And like, you shouldn't attack yourself because that's just going to fuck you up. Now, you don't realize it, but what they doing is not much different from what you're doing. That's who you are. That's just another side of you that you might not have seen yet, or you might not acknowledge. So don't sit up there and bash anybody in your family. That's like you're cutting your own body up. You know what I'm saying? you destroying yourself. Really, you're not hurting them. You destroying yourself, bro. Like, I had to learn that shit over the years, because like me and my pops and my mom, I mean, when I was a teenager, I hated my pops, man. I couldn't stand that dude, man. I mean, I was like, man, I can't wait till I get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck this old dude, man. He's hardcore on me. He's always fucking with me, all this and that. I was mad, man. I was to the point where I just wanted to whoop his ass, man. We got in a couple fights growing up. A dude was like, you know, he broke my arm one time. Well, he damn near broke my arm. He didn't actually break it, because we was really going at it. You know what I'm saying? I fucked his back up. You know, when he tried to swing on me, he fell on some big ass boulder. It was in like a park. And he fell over and busted his back all up. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it is not getting along with family members. And like, when I finally got out, you know, moved out on my own, man, I had some animosity, man. I was like, man, as soon as I get out this fucking house, I'm never coming back. Never gonna see my family again. Fuck them. Like, holding major grudge. Like Christmas, Thanksgiving, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm never coming back. I'm never seeing them. Like, I hated that shit. Like, for the first year, like, that's all we talked down about. Man, fuck that dude. I don't fool with him. Like, so many years went by, like, being out on my own, I started realizing, like, a lot of the shit my dad was telling me and I wasn't listening to is how life really is. You know what I'm saying? I thought I knew everything and wouldn't listen to a damn thing he said. Then get out on your own and you see it for real. Just like when I was talking to my boy SRT the other day, you know, he said he had problems in school for whatever reason. I think he had to go back and get his GED or whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't want to tell his business like that. But I'm saying his son just graduated from high school, and he had helped his son get to school, get on the bus, do his homework. But his son and him have this little rift right now. You know, his son, for some whatever reason, I think his son stole some weed from him or some shit, or stole something from him. I don't know. But they had a little falling out like a couple years back. So then when his son graduated from high school, what was it? Graduation was last week? Yeah, graduation was last week. His son started throwing it in his face like, yeah, Pops, you see, I graduated. See how long it took you. You didn't do it. Da-da-da, throwing it in his face. And it's pissing SRT off like, man, fuck this dude, man. I sat up there busting my ass trying to help him. I told him, dude, don't even get mad about it. You know why? Because in the long run, like he's immature right now. In the long run, he gonna see what you did for him. You might not see it now, but over time, just give it time. Just wait. He'll see when he get out on his own. He has his own kids, go through the same kind of situations. He'll realize that. That's part of growing. Like you can't be so hard on judging somebody. The way I look at everybody, like, you know, it's like a tree. I might have grown past the point of what you're going through in your life. You know what I'm saying? You still haven't experienced what I've already gone through what you've gone through. You know what I'm saying? I'm already grown to a certain part in my life that you haven't got to yet. You know what I'm saying? So don't judge. I'm not going to judge you just because, just because you haven't got to my level of maturity on growing. Everybody's growing. Some people grow at a smaller level than you. But doesn't mean you're better than them. Like, you know, people judge people, you know, look at him. He on drugs. Or look at her. All she do is this toxic shit. Talking down on people. It's just she hasn't grown to your maturity. Like, she hasn't got to where you're at in life. You was there one time too. You know what I'm saying? So take that with you, whoever's listening to this podcast. Don't attack your family. For whatever reasons, you don't like them, whatever. Don't talk down on them. Don't attack your family. Don't and hate your family, because that's who you are. So you're not hating them, you're hating yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize that. You know, and grass is not always green on the other side. Everybody wants to have the perfect family, the perfect life. Nobody has that shit, man. Like, just realize that shit. Nobody has a perfect family. Everybody got family with issues and shit going on, you know, and they always say, well, you know, you need this and that. Even if you had the perfect family, like, there's always going to be somebody in your family that finds something wrong with some shit. And, you know, that's them. But, you know, that's still your family. And, you know, and you should love them because that's part of you. That's who you are. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't your family. Your blood's the same as their blood. So you would not be here if it wasn't for your family. All right, Treylow podcast finishing up. 30 minutes is gone. Weekly podcast, June 1st, 2019. I'm going hard on these podcasts. I keep on telling people to come in these podcasts and do interviews and shit. Everybody act all funny and shit, you know. Only one got SRT. K-Mo didn't want to come through. He was supposed to come through. Craig was supposed to come through. Tay, I hadn't called, man. Tay said he wanted to do an interview. I hadn't called him yet because he stayed in San Antonio. And then anybody else want to get on the podcast, man, local. It's on iTunes worldwide. Like I said, check my books out. Email me at djtreylow@gmail.com. You want to get some beats or something like that, just hit me up. And I'm going to keep on doing this thing through the whole summer. Next week, no, it's like 2 weeks. I'll be in the Bay in 2 weeks, so probably do the podcast from the Bay with SRT because he's going to be down there with me. So just check it out.